Okay, so this is about my like third or fourth time making this video, so if it doesn't come out right, whatever. But I'm just gonna speak on a few things. Uh I guess mainly one thing that's really bothering me, and it's the fact that, with all these police killings of, um young unarmed black men and stuff like that, and all these riots and protests going on and things, all these uh race issues, I guess, are being brought up, and I'm just gonna speak on that a little bit. For one, I'm really tired of seeing white people try to compare it to something that it's not. I don't have any specific, well, I do have specific examples, but I'm not gonna call people out and, anything like that. That's not what I'm gonna do. It's not what I'm here to do. But I'm just really tired of white people trying to compare it to another struggle or just something that it's not, because it's not the same as anything else. The black struggle is just that. It's the black struggle. And, to even attempt to compare it to something else is just completely um just uncalled for, ignorant to me, because it's unlike anything else. Every struggle, whether it's the LGBT struggle, the black struggle, any number of struggles, going on in America, they're all unique and they all present their own problems. So stop trying to compare, this to something else. It is what it is. And I'm also tired of seeing white people, saying, oh, well, since I'm a white girl and I live in a predominantly, black city or area, I experience racism. Um, I've been seeing a lot of things on the internet lately saying that white people can't experience racism. It's prejudice. Um, I'm not sure on the difference, between prejudice and racism. So I'm not gonna, say that white people can't experience racism, because I don't know. But I can say that it's not gonna be the same as a black person experiencing racism. And if you're a white person who is, experienced any type of violence from black people just because you're white, or any type of racism or prejudice, I apologize for that. Not on behalf of black people, but just on behalf of the human race, because it's uncalled for, and it's uncalled for when it happens to anybody of any race. But to say that it's even comparable to, the racism black people get, again, that's very ignorant. It's not the same at all. Um, whether you want to admit it or not, whether you see it or not, whether you agree with me or not, I really don't care right now. I'm grown as hell. I'm gonna say what I want. Um, it's not the same. Um, there are a number of reasons, but to make this video not, a movie length, I'm not gonna go into them. But it's not the same. White people are not oppressed as a race. They're not, in a system to where it's designed to keep them down. And that's not saying that black people never make it out of, the quote unquote system, but there is a system in place. Whether you believe that or not, that's on you. You know, I I can't do your research for you. I cannot, you know, change your mind for you. That's something that you have to learn on your own. But I believe there is a system in place, because the repercussions from slavery and oppression and, all the things that did happen in the 60s, discrimination and all that, those repercussions are still felt today. Yes, the repercussions from slavery, those are still felt today in the black community. Whether you agree with it or not, whether you see it or not, it doesn't matter. It's still there. So your opinion is your opinion. Um, and I'm tired of white people, just trying to you know, everybody's saying that, it's just a media thing and it's just a police brutality thing. Yeah, there is a huge problem of police, brutality in America right now. I don't know why this is, at least seems to be all of a sudden happening, or I don't know if it's that we all have, you know, little miniature video cameras in our pockets now and we can all record it, but there does seem to be a just explosion of police brutality. Yes, against all races, but predominantly black people. Young black men are a target. Whenever they walk out of the house, they have pretty much a bullseye on their back, And I'm not saying that white people don't get, shot by cops and things like that and experience police brutality, because there's been a number of stories where I have seen white people experience police brutality, whether they've gotten, fatally shot or beaten up. Just like the Ricky Kelly case, that was a white guy, and I was all over that. I, was furious about that. This was in case you don't know, the Ricky Kelly case was a case where a homeless white mentally ill man was pretty much beaten to death by the cops. I believe he died in the hospital 3 days later. So he was beaten so bad that he, survived in the hospital for about 3 days and then he died. And this was a grown man and he was white. And what, I don't know, I know there was white cops there. Was there any black cops there? I don't remember exactly the video. I do know it was mostly white cops. So yeah, there's white cops killing everybody. Why all of a sudden, I don't know. But there is a police brutality problem. But to say that there's, not a race issue at play is just completely ignorant. Um, like I said, the repercussions felt, from slavery and oppression and discrimination are still felt today within the black community. Um, and it's okay, unless you're black, I'm sorry, but unless you're black or even half black, you're not going to understand. And that's okay. No one is saying, well, you have to understand this struggle because it's not your struggle. So you're not going to understand. And that's completely 100% okay. You know, um, but to deny that it's there is not. And it's not true. Um, and I know the media takes things and they spin it how they want to. They add stuff, they leave stuff out. They, pick and, choose what stories to air and not air and, all that stuff. But to say that the media just shows, um, since the media does mainly show young black men being killed, and that, to say, oh, well, white men don't get killed, white people don't get killed by cops, that's not true. White people do get killed by cops. But to say that there is not race issues going on and that a lot of white people are scared. They're scared of black people. And that's just a fact. And am I saying all white people? No, definitely not. Definitely not. 100% not true. But since day one, white people have been scared of black people. Why do you think they're, shooting first and then, oh, well, he didn't have a gun. They find that out after, this young black man was shot. And when I say young black man, I don't mean just one black man. I mean multiple. They find out that he didn't have a weapon after, you know, he was shot fatally. Not shot, in the legs to take him out, or not shot, in the arm or tased or anything like that. No, shot, in the chest, aiming for the chest. And then on top of that, you know, um, once officers see that, these men are shot and down, they're still firing at them, 8, 10 times. It's overkill. So to say that there's no, race issues going on is just completely ignorant. Do your research. Um, you know, it's okay to say, you know what, this is a struggle that is not my struggle. So I'm just not gonna understand. That's perfectly fine. Just like that episode of South Park where, and I make a lot of South Park references, but um, just like the episode where Randy says niggers on Wheel of Fortune or whatever, and Token is mad about it, and not Kyle, Stan can't really understand why at first. In the end, he's like, Token, I get it. I don't get it. And he's like, what at first? And he's like, I understand now. I can never understand, what it feels like to be called the N word because I'm not black. And Token's like, nah, you get it. Or something like that. Some conversation like that takes place. But, white people, I'm sorry. Unless you're black or even half black, you cannot understand the struggle that's going on. And you may not see the racism that is at play, but there is racism at play. There are still race issues at play. And like I said, the repercussions and consequences from slavery and oppression and all that are still felt. There is a system in place. Is it impossible to make it out? No, it's not impossible, but there is a system in place. And I could go on a lot more. The previous videos I did, one was about 20 minutes, but I'm sick right now. My throat hurts, and I'm just tired of saying the same thing over and over. Um, Comment if you want. Make a video back if you want. Um, I really don't care. I love all my friends, black or white. Whatever. I judge you on your character. So if you're an asshole, that's what I judge you on. If you're not an asshole, that's what I judge you on. But I'm sorry, white people, this is just not something you're going to understand because it doesn't affect you like that. And it's okay to say, you know what, this struggle is not something I get because it's not affecting me like that. That's okay. So, some things you just need to shut your mouth on. And I'm just going to be blunt, I love all of you, white, black, whatever, like I said. Some things, some of y'all just need to shut your mouth on. And I'm grown as hell. I'm going to say what I want. I don't mean to offend anybody, black or white. I don't mean to, you know, anything negative. I just want to say my opinion because I feel like, if I keep letting some of this ignorance walk around, I'm doing nothing to remedy a situation that is really bugging me. And then, another thing, really quick here, the fact that I am both races, the fact that I am black and white, and I have to defend constantly. Y'all don't know. I have to defend black people to white people and white people to black people so many times, and it's so fucking annoying. You don't know. It's so annoying to have to keep telling, you know, white people that yes, there is a system in place, and yes, that racism still very much exists, and that all these killings and things happening are, an issue of racism and police brutality and government corruption, this and that, but there is race things going on. And then to have to constantly tell black people that no, not all white people are racist, not all white people think they're better than you, not all white people are out to get you, not all white people are the white devil. It's so fucking frustrating having to defend y'all from each other. It really is. It's like wearing me out. And I'm pretty sure it's hard enough to have to defend one race, so to have to defend two races that you are to each other is really fucking annoying. So stop. Some of y'all just quit being fucking ignorant. Black people, no, not all white people are out to get you. Not all white people think of us as niggers and hoodlums and animals and things like that. Because, if you act like an animal, I don't care if you're white or black, I'm going to call you an animal. If you're acting like a damn animal, guess what you are? You're an animal. And it's not a code word, at least for me, for nigger. If I want to call you a nigger, I'm going to say straight out nigger. But I'm not going to, say that to anybody, but, not all white people are the same. Not all white people think of us as animals and, niggers. Notice I'm not saying nigga, because I know that's taking on a different meaning in today's, society. But a flat out nigger, not all white people think like that. Not all white people are out to get you. Not all white people agree with the system that is meant to oppress black people and hold us down. So stop thinking all white people think that they're better than you. Some do, some don't. Don't assume because someone's white that they think they're better than you, or that they're out to get you, that they're looking at you as some type of, hoodlum or something. That's just not true. There are very many, white people out there who look at you as just another person. So stop thinking all white people are the same, because it's not true. Um, and white people, stop thinking, that when black people say stuff like this, so we're playing the race card. No, nobody's playing the fucking race card. The race card is what it is. White people put it there, and then do what? When I say white people, do I mean all white people? Of course not. Like, I don't know what else to say, but duh. Of course not. But some white people, put the race card there. So what else can you do but play the race card? Is it a race issue in everything that goes on? No. Some stuff is just, it is what it is. But for white people to say that, racism doesn't exist anymore, and that, oh, well, I've never felt racism because I didn't live back in the 50s and 60s. Oh, I've been called a nigger before. My pale, half-white ass, my highlighter ass, yes, I've been called a nigger before by a white person. So don't you dare say I haven't experienced racism, because yes, the fuck I have. And I live in the inner city. I've lived in this city most of my life. I've been raised in the city. I was born in the city. I moved away for a little while, but for most of my life, I've lived in the inner city. And I don't have a lot of money. Whether those are just my circumstances because of, life choices, or just because they're my circumstances or whatever, or if it is part of the system, or it's a little bit of both. I don't know. And I'm not trying to figure that out right now. But for anybody to say that I've never experienced racism, yes, I have. So don't you dare say that. Um, so that's just my piece on that. My throat is killing me now. There's a lot more I could say, a lot more I want to say, but to keep this at almost 20 minutes, I'm gonna stop there. And like I said, if you want to say something back, make a video back, comment back, whatever, feel free to do so. I have no problems with an intelligent conversation about things. But yeah, that's just my take on that. And I hate how I look when I talk, so I'm out.